everybody, welcome to another episode of The Naked Truth. Trisha Hershberger here to talk about things while we bare all of our souls and opinions, and to do this we vlog with no clothes on. So thank you to the Naked Army who sent in naked vlogs last week. We had Joe, Chris, Jacob, Pat, Prescott, and Kristen, Will G, Grant, Robert, Ren, White, Julia, Lewis, Nelson, Zach, Luke, Allie, Kenny, Donna, Lawrence, Christian, and Dominic. Thank you guys so much for sending in your naked truths last week on first dates. Some of my favorite comments were from the Agra Rose, who said, my very first date was going to an art museum. Both of us were art students, so it was nice enough to talk about with our opinions and theories. Though after the second date, both of us realized we were not meant for each other at all. Kind of hard when you're super sarcastic and the other person doesn't get it. 3 years later, I have yet to go on another first date. I bring this one up because A, an art museum is a fantastic idea for a date, and B, if you find out that you're just not right for each other, you're just not compatible, that's totally okay. And that can mean that the date was a success because you found that out quickly rather than drawing it out longer. David Hanley also said, I've only been on one first date and I'm 25, but I did end up marrying her, so I guess I came out on top. I would say, yeah, you did, because you didn't have to go through all the trials and tribulations that I've gone through in my dating life. The reason that I talk about dating so much is because I have had a lot of failed relationships, so kudos to you. One first date and then sealing the deal, so to speak, is awesome. And I don't mean that like sexy time, I mean that like marriage. All right, so moving on. This week I wanted to do the naked truth on nerdy stuff because it's almost San Diego Comic-Con. I leave for San Diego Comic-Con today and I'm really excited. For those of you who haven't been there at some point in your life, you should make an effort to go if that's your thing. All right, Miss Savani says, new idea, being nerdy or having non-cool popular interests. For example, I like anime and it's hard to find people who don't think you're a nerd or weird. Coming to terms with it is great because you're not letting people make you suppress your interests. And Naked Army member Kenny says, so I have a naked truth topic suggestion. Apparently a kid at the gym has been admiring my superhero swag from afar. 90% of the stuff I wear when I work out resembles some sort of nerdom. Two other guys and I will pat each other on the back for our solid wardrobe choices and opening talk current events related to all things superheroes. And the other day, this other kid asked, how did I get so comfortable being open and proud about interests that most people might find not cool? So a good topic would be being comfortable in your own skin or not being afraid to be yourself. So I thought this week was a perfect time to get into being nerdy and what that means. And the first thing that I want to say is I think the internet has really made, I blame the internet for making nerd culture kind of come more into the mainstream. When I was in school, I really did feel like the things that I was interested in were not popular and not cool. And I'm not sure if it still is that way in high school, if nerd stuff is still uncool, but at least on the internet and in adulthood, nerd stuff is becoming incredibly mainstream. It's no longer that weird to say you like anime or comic books or video game or techie stuff or whatever it is that you like. It's kind of cool now. And that's awesome in my opinion. I know some people that are part of the nerd culture group really hate that it's becoming mainstream, but I think it's awesome because I don't have to be afraid to like what I like. But you should never be afraid to like what you like because that's what makes you happy. I feel like there's always going to be a culture of people that don't want to be, they're not happy themselves, and so they don't want you to be happy, so they rag on you being happy, and that's what I feel a lot of that, like, you like something that's not cool, so I'm going to put you down. I do feel like a lot of that, kind of like I said in the Naked Truth on bullying, is more about them and where they are happiness level-wise than it is about you and your interests. But life is short. Don't spend time trying to be what you think other people want you to be. Spend time doing what makes you happy. And a lot of traditionally nerd niche or uncool stuff like Dungeons and Dragons or comic books or Magic the Gathering are all kind of looked on as kid activities. Like if you're an adult that still does these things that, you know, like teenagers and preteens and even younger than that do, then like you're a loser and you need to grow up. Heck no. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you can embrace your inner child until you're heck, over 100 years old, go for it, because you're going to be like the happiest person on the planet. So find what makes you happy, and you do you. And that's what Comic-Con is for me, has always been for the past 9 years or however long I've been going, has always been the place where people can just be themselves. People aren't going to make fun of you for dressing up like your favorite superhero. People aren't going to make fun of you for wanting to get together with people that have similar interests and talk about anime till 4 in the morning, or whatever it is that you want to do. If you draw pictures and you're like, you know what, I want to design cards for Wizards of the Coast, for Magic the Gathering, no one there is going to laugh at you or think that's stupid. These are the people that you want to network with because they have the same goals as you. So anyway, that's why I love Comic-Con so much, and that's why, you know, I really try to let my nerd flag fly as much as I can. So my question for you guys is, how do you let your nerd out? How do you let your nerd flag fly and embrace that proudly so that other people can see you doing that and maybe be inspired to do that with their own interests? Let me know that in the comments down below. Please feel free to submit future vlog topics. And if you're going to Comic-Con, when I did my pinup shoot that the behind the scenes is on this channel for, I did a bunch of different pictures, and we went with the 8-bit flowers one for the official poster with 4 human peoples, but dun, 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 I printed up prints of the Dungeons and Dragons print, the action figure print, which is probably the most hilarious to me, that I'm so happy to dust off my Egon Spengler. I know I have a weird sense of humor, but I think that's hilarious. My Magic the Gathering print, and my comic book prints, and I will have them with me at Comic-Con because I have such a busy shooting schedule. I don't have an official signing there, but I will have a little bag with me that I'm going to carry them all around. So if you see me and you want to get one of these autographed, I printed them up and I'll be selling them for $5 a piece. So if you see me, I don't have Square, so I won't be taking a credit card. But if you have some cashola and you want to buy one or all of these, please come hunt me down and let me know. I'll be tweeting out all the time where I am, and I'll be cosplaying. And so if you don't recognize me, check my Instagram or Twitter, because I might have a wig on or something like that. I'm not going to release what I'm doing exactly until tomorrow. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching The Naked Truth. Hopefully I will see some of you at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, and stay tuned tomorrow for a very special video, special secret video. All right, bye guys.